What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're in the garage again today, but we're gonna be stepping outside the garage. I'm gonna go ahead, start the car up, get it pulled out, because today I'm gonna give you guys a price breakdown on what it costs to build something like this. All right, guys, so as you can see, the FRS is outside. I'm gonna pull out my trusty phone here and we're gonna go through this list. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. What do you guys think this car costs to build? I'm gonna go ahead and start off. We're gonna do all of the aesthetic pieces of the car first, body kit, wheels, so on and so forth. But first, I will start off with the price of the car. It is a 2013 Series 10 Scion FRS, bought with 38,000 kilometers, as I am in Canada, but that is calculated to 23,000 miles for $16,500 in 2018. So now that you guys know the price of the car, I will make a disclaimer. All the prices that I'm telling you today are in Canadian dollars. So if you want to, go ahead, do the calculation. At the end of the video, I will put up what the cost of the vehicle is in US dollars as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Up first, we have the Rocket Bunny V1 front lip wrapped in carbon, and that was $670 Canadian. After that, we have the APR carbon brake ducts. As you can see here, they're pretty sick. I'll be honest, they don't fit the best and they take a lot of like finagling to get in, which kind of sucks, but they do look nice. And those came out to $500 Canadian, probably one of the more useless things I put on the car. Up next, we have VLAND FRS headlights. These are custom retrofitted by GTA Retrofit. These are one-off with my laser etched projector lenses that say Tades on them, obviously. The boomerangs are smoked as well as the turn signals are also smoked. Those came out to $1,000. Next up, we have the Carbon Creations carbon fiber hood. A lot of people ask about this hood. I got lots of DMs on Instagram and other places asking me, what is this hood? This is the Carbon Creations hood. This was $1,100 Canadian. It is now discontinued. They don't make it anymore. And it is my favorite hood for the FRS. So up next, we have the carbon fiber fender valences. I love these. I'll be honest, I don't remember the brand. And I think they were about $250 Canadian. So not too bad. And they do honestly add probably the most flair to the front. I like them. I think it's my favorite. And then the big one, we have the Rallybacker V2 16-piece wide body kit. This came out to a whopping $2,900 Canadian. It's an expensive one, but as you guys saw in the previous videos, which I'll link up above, we just did the hidden hardware on it, and now that I'm seeing it out in the light, it looks wicked, so super happy with that. We have the Craft Square carbon fiber mirrors. These are the APR, or the AP racing mirrors, and they are $1,000 Canadian. Extremely expensive for mirrors, but they look sick, so. After that, we have the Work VS XX 18 by 11.5. In the front and 18 by 13 in the rear. These were extremely expensive at $3,800 Canadian. After the wheels, we have the Toyo Proxy R888Rs in a 265 35/18 up front and a 295 30/18 in the rear, coming out to a total of $1,800 Canadian dollars. Absolutely ridiculous for tires, but they look sweet. Now, shifting around to the rear of the car, we have the Sabon carbon fiber duckbill trunk. This was 1,000 Canadian dollars. Extremely, extremely expensive, but well worth it. It is one of my favorite parts on the car. It's extremely rare. They don't make them anymore, and I do love them. In the rear again, we have the VLAND FRS taillights. So these mock the new gen, or not the new gen, but the newer, like I guess 2020 and back GT86 taillights, but these are smoked with sequentials that look absolutely badass. And to finish that off, we have tint 35% all the way around the vehicle. The total aesthetics for the vehicle come out to $14,670 Canadian. A lot of money to spend on looks, but it does look good. All right, guys, so we're gonna jump into the interior of the car now. Again, Not as much money spent here as the outside, but still quite a bit of money. So let's go ahead and start it off. We have the Bride Lomax seats coming out to 2,000 Canadian dollars. I did buy these used, but the previous owner did rewrap them with new red stitching or new red fabric, so they looked brand new. And those were $2,000 shipped. I got them from a guy in Vancouver, Canada, obviously, and $2,000 shipped for Bride seats. Pretty good. Going forward, we have the D&D Performance full carbon fiber steering wheel. This thing is so sick, and I get a lot of comments about it. It is definitely my favorite part of the interior of the car. Shout out to D&D Performance for sending this out. Jumping on down to the carbon fiber shift knob now, also made by D&D Performance. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I really do want a heavy weighted shift knob. This one is not that heavy. It looks so good, but it's not heavy, and it kind of makes the throws feel longer than they actually are. Not a fan of it. Definitely is something that I'm going to be switching out in the near future here. Moving on, we have the leather shift and e-brake boots. These were gifted to me by my wonderful girlfriend, and they were a Christmas gift a few years ago. So obviously I don't know how much they are, but just kind of looking around, I'm kind of thinking in that like 130 to 150 range. Next up, we have the energy short hub. This is an obvious one for many reasons, as we are running an aftermarket steering wheel. So totaling up the interior here, we're sitting at about $2,830 Canadian. I could be missing a few things in the interior here, but that's about it. All right, guys, so jumping into the bay of the car, or for our performance upgrades, not the cleanest engine bay by any means. I do take pride in how clean I do keep the car. And the engine is clean itself, but the wiring and everything like that is maybe not the cleanest. But I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the biggest modification done for performance-wise, which is the JDL V2.5 turbo kit with the Garret GT 2860 RS turbo. This thing is sick. I haven't obviously got to let this thing eat, as it's winter here in Canada, and I just installed this. We went ahead and switched the Speed by Design turbo kit out for this one, as I'm just a big fan of the external gate, which we did get with this kit. This came out to a whopping, and most expensive thing on the car, $5,200 Canadian. Jumping around to something you cannot see, as it is in the back of the vehicle, we have a DW 400 fuel pump, which came out to $300 Canadian. Unfortunately, not the nicest thing I own, but we have an eBay catch can. This needs to be upgraded. I'm not sure if I want to go with a AOS or a Radium Engineering, but something needs to be done about this. It needs to be done before the car gets driven this winter. So that's something that I definitely want to work on and get new. We also have a Tanabe catless front pipe, $340 Canadian. Just opens that engine up a little bit more and lets it breathe, and also sounds really good and shoots some flames. And the prized Tomei ADR, full titanium, literally the best sounding exhaust you can buy for any flat motor. It is unbelievable. It sounds unfreaking believable. I'll insert a clip here. That came out to a whopping $1,500 Canadian. Those have gone up in value like crazy. Probably one of the only things on the car that's actually gone up in value, so that's sweet, but that was $1,500 Canadian. As you can see, the car is on air suspension, airlift 3P, and I'm not 100% sure if I'm a fan of air ride, to be honest. It is a lot of work. So that kind of rounds it out for the performance modifications done to the FRS. Obviously I left out getting the car actually tuned, because that varies quite a bit. We did spend quite a bit to get this tuned, just for a bunch of reasons. But anyways, that rounds it out. And our performance modifications come out to $14,290 Canadian. All right, guys, this is pretty much the end of the video. How much do you guys think? Put it down in the comment section below. How much did we spend on the boosted, wide-bodied, and bagged FRS? How much do you guys think we spent on modifications? It blew me away. In no way am I bragging, boasting, so on and so forth about how much I spent on the car. It is extremely financially irresponsible to do this, but hey, you're only young once, why not, right? The grand total of what we spent on my 2013 Scion FRS, $31,744. Now guys, again, this is not including shipping, duties, taxes, anything else like that. This is just straight up MSRP for the parts that are on this car. Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? Is that way too much to spend on something like this? Would you guys do that to your car? Let me know what you guys think. Guys, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.